joke barawa. Lion lemon no and it's none better now. If you like bark, like say you not dog, and I get goons from Calabar. How about now? This is cocaine, no taba now. But I go see the flex if you no get up now. It's my time talking seconds and minutes and hours now. Lagos Island muscle, I'm feeling the power now. Jimmy Jam, all those streets, you know those beefs. I know be sane, but I rap the Gregory. Tell your babe, make you no feel like baby, don't be afraid. That's heavy, you know me.
Welcome back. Now let's talk about something that's happening in Delta State, some kind of land tussle. Well, tension is rising as the land tussle between the people of Ovie Kingdom in Efunro, Ovie local government area of Delta, and the Nigerian army has taken another twist, with residents now on the verge of being displaced. Ancestral homes and other structures in the community are allegedly earmarked for demolition, leaving people hopeless and helpless. Well, we have two gentlemen in the studio who are going to tell us exactly what is going on. It's my pleasure to welcome Chief Victor Otomiewo, who's the VA community representative. Good morning.
It's my pleasure.
And he has come along with Dr. Jimo Eshenake, who is also a community representative.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for coming. Chief, what exactly is the problem?
The problem is a tendency that has just risen among some army personnel, not necessarily the defense ministry, to illegally acquire the land of the Ovie people, citing a moribund gazette that was supposedly made in 1975. Curiously, there's a gazette they are citing, or the CFO, said the land was acquired in 1975. I saw it. And the number of acres that is cited in the gazette as having been acquired in 1975 is 4.640 acres. Curiously, the CFO they are brandishing now contain 5.676 acres, a surplus of about 436 acres. They didn't stop there. They went about in 1994 to bring out another acquisition notice via the CFO that no person knew about until they brought it out when we got to court. And we said, this one cannot be. But the first gazette in 1974, I'm 36 years old as a lawyer now. I was a former Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice in Delta State. That acquisition specifically stated that this acquisition is absolutely, mark my word, absolutely, which means it is unconditional for the purpose of the Army Institute that they wanted to build. And that is the Defense Academy in Warri.
So that one is valid?
It's valid to the extent of
the
measurement contained therein.
Okay.
But the CFO post-1 thereafter is invalid because it not went and increased.
Okay. Now, Chief, when this acquisition was made, were the people on the land given notice and told, and was the issue of compensation discussed at all?
Exactly. If you look, that gazette was in 1975. And the Land Use Act came up in 1978. So even if the government was to acquire any land in 1975, they were supposed to pay compensation, not only for the crops, but also for the land. But I must tell you, the people of Ovie Kingdom were not paid any compensation as we speak today. And funnily again, the villages they purported to have acquired today are the villages that have been existing for more than 300 years. So how do you want to acquire a village without paying the people compensation and you expect them to vacate the land? That is the issue.
Now, Chief, from my knowledge of things that happen in this country, when the government requires a piece of land or an area, they discuss with the community, they offer them another site to which they move, and then compensate them for this one. what are the steps taken in this particular case?
Nothing like this was done. All they had was their guns and ammunition. Now, this is a land that was supposed to have been acquired absolutely for public purpose.
Okay.
The army has mapped it out, and they are now selling to private individuals. Can you imagine? Nigeria is the only country in the world where you have this type of mansion built in a supposed army barrack. These are the more than 100.
It was acquired for barracks.
Yes, for an army barrack. Now, they incorporated a company. They call Nigeria Army Properties Limited. The managing director is Buratai, the only army general in the world that is also an estate agent. Here, Buratai now mapped out the land and is selling it to private individuals. You now have all these high-rises,
I'm sure that
sophisticated buildings in an army barrack. Security being compromised in Nigeria.
I'm sure that the authorities at the army, of course, they will have, something to say about this.
No, they don't have, because I have challenged them now for more than 25 years. They have not been able to produce a single document, one showing that they paid a kobo, 1 kobo as compensation. We have gone to court, no document. We were in the House of Rep. The House of Rep gave them more than 2 months.
So you've gone to court?
We went to court.
What did they come back with?
The case is still there because the army has used all subterfuge.
Okay, so now that
all this thing to make sure the case does not move.
Why are we talking about this? Is it not sub judice?
No. If it is sub judice, I will not be here. We have to withdraw the case against the army to enable the House of Rep mediate in the matter.
Okay.
And when the House of Rep finished during the mediation, gave an order. Stop developing the land.
Okay.
But as I speak to you, the development became intensive to the extent that the army now went to the land and planted these signposts.
What does it say?
That's it. Army land. Even in villages,
army land.
Yes.
Keep off.
Yes.
Okay.
And they went there fully armed to plant them, even in community.
So can I assume
ancestral community homes were marked, schools were marked for demolition in order to accommodate the army to expand and sell more of our land.
Can I assume that those pictures you showed of luxury apartments,
yes,
those have been built on
the army
part of the land which they
purportedly acquired
in 1975?
Yes. In fact,
so these are all legal.
Illegal. This is because we went to the Ministry of Land. And the Ministry of Land said they were unable, when they asked the army, where is the approved plan for the land? They told them the Ministry of Land cannot access the land to check or to demand approval for all these buildings. These buildings were built by private individuals, mind you, not army personnel. Without an approved plan, without revenue going to the Delta State government in Asaba, who are in charge of approval. And all they do is, once you get there, you are still detachment of army, who are supposed to be fighting insurgents, protecting private estates.
Okay, now you have withdrawn the case from the
against the army, yes.
Just so the House of Reps,
the Chief of Army Staff, so that the House of Reps can mediate.
So at what level of this mediation are you now?
We have finished mediation at the House of Reps. We are now waiting for them for their reports.
Okay.
But all we are now getting is that even to get the document in which Buratai was made the managing director, do you know they went to block it at Kama? We have to threaten court action before we were given. And that Nigerian Army Properties, Buratai is a majority shareholder. Let me show you the document.
These are serious allegations that
that is why I came with the document. He has these are the directors. Yusuf took Buratai 50,000 shares.
50 million.
50 million. Burai Umaru Malak Muhammad
50 million.
Muhammad Tashu Ibrahim, Corporate Affairs Commission, is there.
I'm sure the Nigerian army would have something to say about that.
I'm sure we'll be hearing from them.
Yeah, so while we're still waiting for them, some of these issues that you raised, you're waiting for the outcome of the mediation by the
House of
Rep. So why
Rep.
didn't you wait, hold your gunpowder dry and let's see what will come out of that?
Our gunpowder has dried out of existence. We've been waiting since 1974.
Okay, Doctor.
Yes.
We've been waiting since 1974.
I'll add this. After the mediation at the National Assembly, House of Representatives specifically, the army became more desperate. It was after the National Assembly gave an order that the Nigerian army should not develop any property or do anything on the land that they went ahead to plant that signboard. It was then they went ahead to mark the villages, giving the villagers ultimatum to leave the place. It was after the National Assembly gave that order that they sold a large parcel of land for building of a filling station as we speak. And as we are talking now,
filling station.
Yes, as we are talking now, maybe you have not the importance of those buildings. These buildings are high-rise buildings built by private individuals in a land purportedly acquired for absolute public purposes. And our investigation has also shown that the sales of this land and the proceeds from the sales of this land is nowhere reported
in the federal
federal
They are not reflected.
They are not appropriated for by the National Assembly. That is, the Nigerian Army do not disclose to the National Assembly that they made some money or made some revenue from the sales of land. So this money, they sold a parcel of land to Chevron Cooperative for about 450 million naira.
450 million.
Yes.
Oh my God.
And the people are dying of penury, poverty, people that are supposed to be farmers.
We need to take a break. We need to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll talk more about this and exactly what you want, coming out to talk about this. We'll be back in a moment.